Well, the liberal Rodney Dangerfield finally gets to introduce a topic here. This week's Newsweek cover of Michelle Bachmann is causing quite the controversy. Take a look at the cover. Critics say this picture was deliberately used to make her look bad. And the title, The Queen of Rage, is also facing backlash. The word rage doesn't appear anywhere in this article. Now, I will just say this in defense of Michelle Bachmann. Now that I've looked at this picture, I think it is outrageous. It does, I think, portray her as it happened with Sarah Palin in a negative light. I don't know why Newsweek back-to-back gets themselves in this kind of controversy when you knew you were going to get it, right? And amazing thing is the National Organization for Women, one of your favorite groups, Eric, has come out in defense of Bachmann on this.
The reason that they did do this back-to-back is for the exact reason that what we're doing right now is giving them attention. I will guarantee you that if the head of Newsweek had a picture of herself that looked like this on the cover of any magazine, there would be HE double hockey sticks to pay. National Organization of Women, Terry O'Neill. We should take a look at what they said. Finally, the National Organization for Women defended Bachmann against Newsweek. It's kind of interesting that they chose this one to defend, but let's take a look at what Terry O'Neill said, that it's sexist, casting her in that expression and then adding the Queen of Rage. I think it is, I guess, sexist. Gloria Steinem has a very simple test. If this were done to a man, or would it ever be done to a man? Has it ever been done to a man? Surely this has never been done to a man.
We can probably agree that the media does this all the time, and they seem to be picking on women more than on men, Bob, right?
Well, that's true, except for the right-wing blogs who picture me as a crazy...
But you're not a candidate for office, and you're not as sensitive about your eyes as Mrs. Bachmann is.
Judge, this isn't a gender thing. This isn't a sexist thing. They admit Romney a couple of weeks ago, you know, up in the air with his hands up, kicking up like he's, you know, coming off a Broadway play. You know, it's a conservative versus liberal thing, not a male sexist thing.
Isn't he coming off of a Broadway play?
Not that I know of, Judge.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Look, this I think is not only sexist, but this is part and parcel for the mainstream media when they do attacks and personal attacks against conservatives. They had no problem what they did to Sarah Palin, what they did to Mitt Romney. Now Michelle Bachmann is in their crossfire. And in fact, we talked to Alex Stewart from Michelle Bachmann's office, who said that this shot that they showed, which is appalling and makes her look like she's crazed or something, the way she's looking up at the eye, is a test shot for lighting. And they asked whether or not this was going to be used. You're just doing a test for lighting, right? Yes, look here at the camera. That's, Dana, you know, that's how it goes. And they ran it anyway. And if you look at the comparison of the Newsweek cover with another one with Newsmax, you see the difference, the juxtaposition.
But let's not throw all mainstream media in here. We're talking about one magazine. I have not think of another mainstream media organization that would do something like this. So let's not sort of all lump them together.
Hey, Bob, can we go beyond the cover? Because the article itself seems to set her up for a victory in Iowa, which if she doesn't get, kaboom, then she is perceived as having failed.
Well,
Dana knows.
Go ahead, Dana, if you want to say.
I think what this is, and you see it not only here, but you see it in a lot of different places across sort of left-leaning mainstream media. Yep. They are building her up. They are helping her win in Iowa, and there's a reason for that. They want her to be the nominee, or they want to be able to tear her down because they don't think she could win against President Obama. That's it, exactly.
They're not the ones doing that. The polls in Iowa are doing that, and she's from Minnesota, born in Iowa. There's a lot of reasons why she should be considered a first-tier candidate, but I'll tell you one thing. I think this is appalling what they did, but she better get used to, now that she's in the top tier, and I've been through many presidential races, she better get loose to get some heat.
They did this to Hillary Clinton, too. Remember when they wanted Hillary Clinton to lose over Obama?
Beckel, can you deny the wisdom of what Dana just suggested?
Yeah, I don't think it's a
They think that President Obama can clobber her, and therefore they want to push her along, or they want her to rise and fall immediately to get her out of the picture.
It's why I want to contribute $5,000 to her. I mean, I think she would be the ideal candidate for us to run against.
So this is a real conspiracy that you're actually believing in?
No, the conspiracy is we're standing poor, whatever they are, Eric's buddies.
Here's a magazine. Go ahead, Bob.
No, I was just going to say.
Let's talk conspiracy. Are not the authors of this article and the people who chose this photograph conspiring to make her look like a madwoman?
I would say yes.
I think there's a better explanation, which is it looks like a conspiracy. It feels like a conspiracy, so it might actually be one. But my experience has been somebody wrote the article, somebody wrote the headline, and somebody chose the photograph, and the editors weren't paying attention.
Yeah, because that's what happened.
Trashing the conservatives. Well, it doesn't matter if it's Michelle Bachmann, Mitt Romney. Can we just point out, on page 12 of this magazine, this thing, Washington proves the communists were right. And also a year ago, here it is, America's back, the remarkable tale of economic turnaround. Congratulations, Newsweek.
I think that was exactly right. We got to get out of here.
Is this magazine owned by a former Democratic member of Congress?
It is, but she was. I would never label her.
We don't want to get through the segment without also mentioning about Iowa. The Polenti, the other candidate there, has a lot to lose. He doesn't do well in this straw poll. Is now trying to lower expectations. The game of politics is always about lowering expectations. But when you're from Minnesota and you've been out there 43 days, it's tough to lower expectations.
Would you advise him to lower expectations?
I don't think he can, and I think if he comes in third, he'll barely hang on. Come in fourth, he's gone.
He tried to downplay it on Fox News Sunday, under promise, over deliver is what he's hoping. We know his polling hasn't been good, and obviously he's doing some internal polling in Iowa. He doesn't think he's going to win it, and I'll tell you what, right here, Newsweek, building up Bachmann to tear her down. They're salivating over excitement for her to win in Iowa.
Okay, now we've got two conspiracies going on.
Keep them coming.
Standard & Poor's and Newsweek. Okay, coming up this weekend, the Oak Ridge Boys were inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, and they got a very special surprise from one of their biggest fans. We'll play you the tape next on The Fox.